losses are part of the game. What I want to really do with this talk is say how to deal with losses, and with every loss it's also an opportunity. It's the way you should be looking at losses, whether you're a trader or whether you're a crypto investor. So, like I said, every great trader investor, everyone experiences loss in life, not just in trading or investing, whether it's to do with relationships or business or finance or education. The difference is how you deal with those losses will ensure whether you're a good investor, when to hold your nerve, when to know when to sell, when to know when to hold, when to know how to do with your emotions and how to react really. So that's really the point I'm trying to get across here today. So, like I said, your circumstances will determine your losses. So, where you are at that moment in time will determine really how you feel and how you react. If you're in a very negative environment, you will react differently to if you see life positive and you're going about your experience in the world, or whether you're stuck in a rut and you really don't know what you're doing. That's really going to bring you down. So the idea is it's your attitude. So you need to learn to cope with that and basically get yourself out of your hole. Earth science says that as well. You need to dig yourself out of your hole to basically see where your potential is. And you will surprise yourself, because 2 years ago I was in a totally different place to where I am now, but it takes a lot of hard work and a lot of self-development, but that's what you need to do really. So let's get to some numbers. So here was my portfolio, or one of my portfolios on 4th of January, so that's not the highest it went, it actually went up to about 150k, but yeah. So, and a month later, my portfolio was this. Yeah, it hurt. It hurt, but like I said, I'm in this for at least 18 months, and I know the number I want to hit, so I didn't pull anything out. So I did this. I literally just held. That's all I did. Yep. But a few days later, once I'd have time to reflect, I was like, okay, I've taken a 100k hit in a month. What can I do to overcome that? So do I cash out and just wait until things go down and then go back in, or do I do what I've always done, stuck to the rules, see what's good value, buy it and hold it? So that's what I did. So I bought these 10 coins. So some of these are on the Neo blockchain, and there's others there. I like Venchain, I think that's quite good. Carl Vocal's a bit of a punt for me, but again, I researched all of these, again, asking questions, looking into white papers and really seeing what was going on. And that's what I did. I invested in these, and then they also went down a week later. So, but yeah, that's again, I'm in this long term. So, but what I didn't do is I didn't freak out. I didn't try and get too emotional. Like I said, I'm only using risk capital when it comes to cryptos. So I put 5k in, and then when I hit 10k, I took 5k out. And since then, I've just been trading, and then recently I've added some more capital in. But again, once that doubles, I'll be taking that capital out. So for me, it's a zero-sum game, and that's the way I look at it. Obviously, numbers you always get emotional when you hit certain numbers, and obviously, my number is 2 million, so when it gets close to that, I will be starting to take money out. But I didn't panic, that was the most important thing. So, that was beyond my control. The whole market was tanking. There wasn't anything specific I did which caused me to lose that money, and I wasn't alone. There was 800 of us, which made me kind of feel relieved as well, so that really helped. But what I also did was, I like looking at charts. I've always been quite techie, and I'm okay with numbers. So for me, it was looking at charts to see if there's anything in hindsight which I could have learned from and done. So, when things do go down, is there something I would have done differently for next time? So for me, the way I see it, this was a really good warm-up. When you see a portfolio drop by 100k, imagine what's going to happen when the bubble really pops. That's going to put that shit to overdrive very quick. So that's, for me, it was a very good learning curve of, okay, and I actually logged down everything I was doing, like how I was feeling. I actually journaled all of that so I could go back to it and look to see what I was doing at that moment in time, and then what I could have done differently, really. So apart from all of that, I also did this. Had a drink, because we're all human, and I was thinking, should I have just cashed out when it was really high and then come in when it was really low? But again, you never know when the high is or when the low is, so it's all just part of the game. So, you always doubt yourself, so I was just like, is this making me stronger or is this killing me? I don't know. I was stuck between both places, but again, I just went back to stick to the rules. I'm in this for the long game, so I just left it and just invested in what I thought was going to do well long term. But don't try and ignore the pain. People react differently when it comes to losing money. If you need to cry or scream or shout, do that, because you need that release to get it out of your system. If you bottle things up, it will always bite you and itch away at you at the back of your head. So, that's what you need to have a release, basically, is what I'm saying, whether it's working out or having a drink or talking to someone or screaming on a Facebook group or whatever it is. So I watch the charts again. I don't place trades every day when it comes to cryptos. Sometimes I do, but I mean, the last 2 weeks, last week I was abroad, but the week before that I've placed no trades. I've just been watching how things have been doing, just monitoring the charts, seeing how things are going up and down, trying to see what trends I could do, and then really, tantalising my moves rather than just spraying and hoping for the best. So again, the idea is just trust yourself, do your research, find out what you need to do in terms of how you're investing and what your exit strategy is, what your time frame is, and it doesn't mean your thesis is wrong, you just need to realise how much effort you're putting in, and like most people, the more effort you put in, the more fruits you're going to get out, the fruits of your labour for that. So yeah, it's all about belief, basically. So again, the idea is, don't blow your account. It's more from a trading perspective, but you can take losses, but live to fight another day. Stay alive in the game. That's the most important thing. If I was to cash out, yeah, the market went down a bit more, and I could have got a lot more in, but I stuck to my rules, which are, if you're out of the game, you can't win. You need to be in the game to win it. So we're all here because obviously we want to make money, and we see cryptos as a good opportunity to do that and accelerate our wealth in a short period of time. And that's the game we're in. So, never snatch. I could have easily just chucked in a lot more money when I lost to say, right, I'm going to get 100k back within a week. But it wouldn't have happened. Everything was tanking. So, I didn't panic. I basically, stuck to the rules, and, I don't like snatching it. I like to be cool and calm and really monitor things before I place any trades or see how the market's reacting. So, don't make impulse purchases, just financially. I didn't just jump in, because you'd always get bitten really hard when you think, something's going to do really well. It usually does the opposite. That happened with Cryptice. I sold off about $10,000 worth of my, what coin was it? It was, I can't remember, but I put it to Cryptice when Cryptice was like 12 cents. And so I'm just holding that now because obviously I tried thinking, yeah, I can just sell that and then be greedy basically, and it didn't work. So there's Verge actually. I sold Verge, which I was glad to be out of, but I put that all into Cryptice, and yeah, since then I'm just waiting on that now. That's gonna be a long-term hold for me. So, but I realise, that money is gone. It's not going to come back, but you can always make more money. But I'm over it. I didn't dwell on it. I didn't have a cry. I just carried on. Because like I said, for me, it's all about the long-term view, and that's the view I'm holding. So there's going to be a lot more ups and downs in this market, especially this year. I reckon there will be, and for the coming few years. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm just holding. But again, cryptos is just one thing that I'm doing. Like I said, I've got a couple of properties that I maintain. I've got an Amazon business which I'm growing. I've got a nutritional therapy business. I do freelancing. I do some other stuff with crypto. So it's just one thing in your arsenal of something which is going to bring you more cash flowing assets. So I'd say cryptos at the moment take up about 50% of my time, but that's because I'm really interested in it, and I've got a few businesses I'm working with on that as well. So but you have to plug your leaks. So you need to fix yourself mentally to be able to cope with that. Is the main message I'm trying to get across. Anyone know who said this? Elon Musk lost $1 billion in a quarter. Steve Jobs. So, and obviously he had the capacity to carry on and see the bigger picture of what he was working on. So that's it. That's a good quote which I found, which I thought was quite good to share with everyone. Losing $1 billion in 3 months is quite intense. So, to come back from that, and how big's that now. So, yeah. I like this quote as well. Show me a good loser and I will show you a loser. So, losing isn't fun, despite you learn from your mistakes. Obviously everyone tries to avoid losses, but you need to realise that, they're part of the game. So what have I done to basically challenge myself and overcome that? So there's some rules I've done. So there's no place for denial when it comes to successful investing. So as an investor, you need to look at, both sides of the angle. What's the ups and what's the downs? And what's the risk you're willing to expose yourself to? That's the main thing. Hence why we say risk capital, and I'm a good fan of risk capital. So, and you have to accept the responsibility. Although on a Facebook group, people can say buy this coin, buy that coin. you know, at the end of the day, it's your money, and you need to be vigilant and decide what you're going to do with your money. You know, you can follow others, or you know, you are the leader in your race, and everyone has a different journey and where they're going. So that should really be into your mind. And also, don't be a slave to your money. You know, don't think money will bring you happiness. It could do, but it's only part of it. For me, my time's the most important factor. You know, it's good to take a break out. Last week I just took a break out from absolutely everything. You know, I just took a holiday because I needed it after 14 months, and you know, I could have stayed. And even when I was abroad, you know, I was looking at charts, but I wasn't really trading. For me, it was just about, you know, you have to enjoy life as well. You know, for a while, I was literally on the laptop for almost 2 months just looking at cryptos for 12 hours a day. So, you know, that takes its toll. So, you know, you need to maintain the bigger picture as well. So yeah, risk control is non-negotiable. So you have to know the risk you're going into, and never arrange trade because it won't work. So, like I said, I didn't snatch when I lost. I just took it on the chin basically. And again, you know, just don't try and be impulsive. You know, that's the message I'm trying to get across. Just really know what you're doing, and ask for help if you're not sure. You know, we've got a great Facebook group. You know, you can't if you can't accept losing, you know, you can't win. I mean, you know, I've lost more money than I've made, you know, in my lifetime, but I've made more money in the last 5 years than I've made in my entire life. So, you know, that's the way I'm looking at it. And lastly, you know, emotions. You know, everyone's human. We all go through emotions. So, you know, you need to be cool, calm, collective. Keep your mental state in check. Basically, you know, when it comes to money, you know, to be creative. And if you are feeling emotional, don't trade or don't invest. You know, just have a look, see what others are doing, or just cool down and come back the next day or in a few hours' time and see how you're feeling. You know, if you've got that block, you're going to react differently to if you're neutral and you're calm and you know what you're doing and you're really sure of the things you want to be doing. So, lastly, just be patient. You know, I'll just drink through these. So I know I'm over time. So,
no, it's good.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So, yeah. And lastly, don't be afraid to let go of losing positions. You know, I love Cardano. I think Cardano's going to be an absolute winner. But if it gets to 12 months' time and it's still stagnating along, I won't be afraid to cut it. I bought Cardano when it was 2 cents and I already loaded up, so I'm already in profit. So even if it grows gradually or even if it starts going down, you know, the moment I think something's not going to do well, I'll get out of it straight away. You know, I'm not emotionally tied to any cryptos, although there are some projects I like more than others. But it's still having the right attitude and the right mindset, and that's really what's going to take you to that next level, really. And it's taken me about a year to get to that level now, really having the attitude of how to basically think of a positive in every situation, whether it's, you know, with money or with life or relationships or where your journey is and what you want to achieve. And that's really, you know, something everyone has to do individually and, you know, go through their own journey. So lastly, just one more thing, if you're not sure, just do this. Thank you.
Is there any other questions for Habib? Now's the time.
I'll do one more then.
Go on.
What would you do different? I did the same with you.
Yeah, I mean, I thought for a long time, should I have done what Siam done and just put everything into fiat and then waited? But the reason wasn't, again, because at that moment in time, I had so much going on with other things, I didn't have the time, and I knew I'd be abroad for a few weeks, so I didn't want to take everything out and then have to worry if there is a pullback, I'm going to miss out on that. So that's one of the main reasons. I just held. Yeah.
What would you do different? Would you do it different next time?
Again, it depends on my circumstances. If I was going to be around, and yeah, if I knew I'd have access to a computer, and yeah, I probably would have done what Siam did, because my portfolio probably would be up by about 30% more now if I did what Siam did. But you know, I'm happy where I am now. So yes.
What charts are you checking when you're just watching for the trades? Is it just CoinMarketCap and TradingView?
Yes, a CoinMarketCap and TradingView are the main two I look at, and then I'll keep an eye on the overall global market as well. I read quite a lot of forums on Reddit just to see what developers are working on. You know, I've got loads of Twitter feeds up just to see what's going on as well. So that's where mainly I'll get my news from. Yes.
I mean, you talked about having a small capital investment at the very start and making a very large set of profits.
Yes.
Do you feel differently emotionally about the initial risk versus the capital that you're losing? profit? Or do you keep the same?
Pretty much feel the same. I mean, I will be putting in a bit more this year now that I'm a bit more confident, and at the time for me it was just getting a feel for the market and how it's doing. But now I've found something which works for me and how to trade the cheapies and really invest into the good coins. Yeah, that's what I'll be doing a lot more this year. Any more for any more? Yes.
Which cheapest do you trade?
Sorry?
Which cheapest?
So again, like I said, I'm not attached to any cheapies. I'll just see what's out there, what's new. I'll look on coin market cap. If they've got a market cap of above 3 to 5 million and they've got a good daily circulating supply and they're on a good exchange, yeah, that's good enough for me. And obviously, I'll look at the charts to see how they're doing. You know, if they seem to be on the rise, or you know, I'll go into them and then just hold out and then sell when they're high. Sorry? Yeah, so the cheapy exchanges, some are good, some are bad. I mean, you know, there's some good. Huobi is pretty good. Bittrex is good for cheapies. If there's not a lot on there, though, cheapies was probably only about 30, 40. A lot of cheapies will be on, you know, new exchanges like Coin Hood and stuff, but I've not really looked into those yet.
Well, two
Richard?
questions. If you buy cheapies, you also check out their white papers as well?
Initially, no, because I'm just trading, I'm not holding them. Anything I'm holding long term, which I see value in, I'll read their white papers. But with cheapies, if I know I'm only going to be holding for a couple of weeks, I'm purely just trading them from a money-making perspective.
When you're reading white papers, how do you evaluate?
So I look at the team, I look at the project, I look at if the white paper, are they trying to solve a problem which is a problem that needs solving, you know. Is it something which some company is already doing which doesn't need a blockchain, then I probably won't go near it. If it's something where a blockchain will solve that problem, then it's worth investing in. Yes.
You said you got 150 coins.
Yeah.
So how do you keep track of all that? And what percentage are aggressive mid-term?
So I'd probably say about 70% of my portfolio is in Cardano, Neo, Tronics. Yeah, and then the rest are just spread out across others. And you know, some of them already got $50 in, others I've got a couple of thousand in. So yeah, but in terms of keeping track of them, I look at how they're doing every day. I look at charts as much as I can. The cheapies are the ones I really keep an eye on. I'm on coin market cap quite a lot just to keep an eye on how price are moving. I mean, IOTA I'm just waiting to get out of now, but I'm waiting for it to hit $3 to $4. Same with Ripple. You know, I held those coins since last summer, but I will be cashing out those when those hit those levels. Yeah.
With the cheapies in trading, do you trade in, so do you keep, for example, holding a Bitcoin to trade in and out of the cheapies? Or?
Yeah, so what I do is I keep some Bitcoin, but I don't keep it on an exchange, I keep it on Exodus wallet. And within that you can trade other pairs as well, and then if I need to move, I can move Bitcoin or Ethereum pretty quickly over. But if I'm actually investing, I'll buy Litecoin, because it's quite quick to move Litecoin around. Yeah.
What logging software do you use?
Sorry, can you repeat the question?
Logging software do you use?
Logging?
Yeah.
So at the moment I use Crypto Compare, and I use Delta app, and then I also use a Google spreadsheet to know my public addresses and where some of my wallets and coins are, just to keep track of that. I've done a video on the group for that, so you can have a look. Any more for any more?
Another question, if that photo's going to private equity,
Yeah, I know. You blame him, Rand, he took that for the first time.
You've got that many coins. How are you dealing with the potential tax implications in the future?
So I'm just keeping a log of everything I'm doing. I've only taken out my initial investments, I haven't taken out any profits on top yet. But at the moment I'm just keeping a log of it. So in exchanges you can download all your trades, and you can do that with Kraken as well. So I'm just keeping that in an Excel sheet so I know what I've bought, what I sold, when I sold it. And then when I do actually go to cash out, I'll worry about tax. So that's what I'm doing.